Becoming a speaker is hard, and becoming a paid speaker is even harder. In this video, I'm sharing some ideas on how to become an irresistible speaker for events and conferences, and hopefully to get you paid. I'll share what I've learned over the years as a speaker myself, and from making mistakes that I've made, so you don't have to go and make them either. Stay with me. I'm Phil Pallen, a brand strategist. Welcome to my channel where I share practical advice to build your brand. Today I'm in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, and I'm talking all about becoming an irresistible speaker for events and conferences, in person and virtual. If this is a topic that interests you, I can promise you'll pick up something useful from this video that you can go and implement yourself. As a brand strategist with a passion for delivering talks, I've had to navigate the ins and outs of all things speaking. I'm proud to have delivered speeches on 5 different continents around the world, and in cities like Tokyo, Sao Paulo, Dubai. I've shared my branding philosophies with thousands of individuals around the world, and that's pretty cool. But the speaking industry is highly competitive. A compelling brand helps you stand out. Here are my tips for getting the gigs and building your name as a keynote speaker. Tip number 1, have a predictable personality. By predictable, I do not mean boring. By predictable, I mean being consistent. Consistency between how your brand appears online and how you appear on stage. If, for example, you're bookish and contemplative when delivering talks, recreate that in your online brand. People like consistency, and an event organizer will be more likely to book you if they can anticipate the energy that you'll bring to the stage. That's my first tip. Be predictable when it comes to your personality and be consistent. Whether it's someone finding a match on a dating app or a professional event organizer recruiting talent for a keynote speaker, consistency is always rewarded. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2, bring interesting visuals to the table. While hopefully our lockdown days are behind us, hopefully, although I shouldn't speak too soon, even then, I don't think digital conferences are going away anytime soon. They've become the norm and they're here to stay for a number of reasons. In-person conferences will obviously still happen, but I think potentially with less frequency. So what does that mean for you? Well, you can dazzle your digital and in-person audience with stunning presentations to accompany your words. Your presentations don't have to be fancy, but they should look good. A comprehensive brand identity would certainly provide some inspiration and framework on rules to follow. I talk all about that in another YouTube video, which I will link to somewhere over here. This discusses how to create a beautiful visual brand identity. Tip number 3, share a unique perspective. This is when you'll do some competitive research. Look at your potential competitors. It's as simple as Googling the keyword keynote speaker and then your area of expertise. Personal branding, for example, in my case. From your search, find out how your perspective is different from everyone else's. What's your core value or your belief, your perspective, your motivation to do the work that you do? Really sit with this and try to understand what makes it unique. When you're feeling more aware of what that unique perspective is, make that differentiator very clear on your website and your LinkedIn profile. It needs to be easy for someone to get that perspective and hopefully be intrigued by it. So much so that you stay top of mind for them over other speakers in your industry. For some inspiration, you might think about checking out my speaker page, which is philpallen.co/speaking. I'll link to it in the description below. On it, I've got a short video that explores my unique perspective on personal branding. I had this professionally shot. It plays before I go out on stage to deliver a talk to set the tone, and it really works. Actually, that page leads us to my next tip, which I'll share for aspiring keynote speakers. Tip number 4, get your talks recorded. When you're first starting out, not every speaking engagement will be paid, and that's okay. I want you to say yes even to unpaid speaking engagements at first, but request access to your filmed talk footage. If the event isn't having a videographer, then ask to bring your own. This is really the value of you showing up if even you're not getting paid in the early days. A prospective event producer doesn't know if a speaking event was or wasn't paid. So make those unpaid or low paid engagements worth your time by getting footage for your demo reel or for your website. Video footage is helpful if you're cutting together a reel, but also at times event organizers might want to watch a full keynote entirely, start to finish. And if you don't have it filmed, you're not going to be able to offer this. On my speaking page, I linked to 3 full-length keynotes on my page. I feel good about these. They're each different topics, slightly different delivery, so they show a nice variety. I've actually had organizers book me after watching one of these because they feel more confident knowing I can deliver based on what they've already seen from me in the past versus a speaker reel, which really just pulls together all the best or highlight moments. If I want, I can also grab a few clips from some of these full-length videos and put those in my reel. All of this made possible by filming your talks, even if they aren't paid. One more tip. Tip number 5, prepare 3 talks at minimum. Remove guesswork from an event organizer's shoulders by clearly describing at least 3 preset talks that you can deliver immediately. These talks should each tackle a different challenge and, most importantly, be intended for different audiences. For example, each of my talks tackle the topics of creating brand ambassadors, personal branding, engaging social media content, and more. This gives people a flavor of what I can deliver, either one of these or something custom, but it's nice because it's tangible and it gets the conversation started with your buyer or event planner. When someone can understand who you are and why they should care, the possibilities for your speaking career are endless. I've linked to my speaker page below. Go ahead and check it out if you're interested in. If you've got lingering questions, comment below. Let's keep the conversation going on down there. I respond to those personally. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. That helps other people discover these videos, which I work hard to create for you. And subscribe for more of my videos on branding, positioning, building, and promoting your brand. Next, I'm sharing through a few videos I think you'll be interested in. I'm Phil Pallen. Thanks for watching, and those videos are coming up next.